Good morning. Respected Dean, Council members, teachers, speakers, and my dear students. It's my privilege to be here on the dais almost after 40 years. I left the college after B.Tech in 1980, then rejoined for my master's in 82, then finished in 84. So I would like to start with my sincere tributes to my period teachers, Mrs. G.R. Damodaran, Dr. Subbarayan, Dr. K. Venkatraman, Mr. Professor R. Govindarajulu, R. Rajagopalan, K. Venkatachalam, Mr. Jayachandran, et al. I can't, the list goes long, but with my sincere respect to them, I start this session. Okay, this is the basic I'll spend in the next 20 minutes. Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the minds to think. So I'm not going to give you facts and figures in tons. So you can close your pen and pad and just open up your mind and wake up. And any details you want in final details, I can always provide you. This is me, 1980. So those days, I don't know how many people are here. Maybe Mr. Jagdishan is gone. In the first year, they collect 100 rupees for the blazer, and they gave it in the fourth year, 100 rupees. Okay. Until then, you can't wear the blazer, but still, I have that blazer. Like Okay, sorry. Like the Sarvar Sundaram Nagesh coat, right? I still have my coat in the house, and at times I look at it. Okay, this is where I came from. Okay, let us be responsible for the next 20-25 minutes. As a speaker, see, this is what. If I can't explain to somebody in the elementary school, I don't know myself. Okay, but this subject is not that small, but still, considering you as elementary school children, I will try to explain. And on your part, okay, just raise a question. When your, innocence is let known to others, it's just one time, you may not be fooled, but you may feel bad. But if you don't ask a question, you remain whatever it is for long. Okay, in the next few slides, guys, I am from Textile department, and I try to give you some overview, not only in textiles, but connecting many other, departments. You can take it, even if it is in civil engineering or in mechanical engineering or electrical and electronics or even applications of textiles. There is something in this. So in the next few slides, I'm just going to show you some pictures. I'm not going to say anything, but you can find out what is there, right? In the first picture, where is textile? Okay, except the cloth. Then a shoe, then the protecting armor, then something, then a car. Right? Next. Same thing. This pointer is not okay. Okay. So many products, but you may wonder what is the business of textiles in all these things, right? You can see something even in the tea bag thread, right? Something in the football, something in the cricket ball, right? Awnings, shoe, bed mattress. It's not something only for the sewing purpose, okay? You will see later. Feminine hygiene. Okay, I will come in detail in the next few slides later. Then fiber optics, medical supplies, tea bags I told you, security threads in the passport. It's a textile application. Okay, when you put a passport under a UV lamp, it shows different colors. So if they see a bogus passport, immediately the guy picks it up, right? Then reinforced thermoplastic, where other engineering comes to play. For example, the airbag in the car, the tires, the seat belts, and this shoe application Oh, okay. I was pressing the wrong button so far. Okay. This is a composite. First time I am seeing the composite making process in the textile department, but will you believe this is a composite? Okay. Then the tampons again, and high visage shoots that is visible in the night, and something related to the horse riding, right? Eyebrow threads, so many things. Okay. The last one on the bottom is the fiber optic cable. Something more? Will you think that this is a textile product? The center one, center bottom one. Okay. Something more, automatives. I tell you there are textile components coming out of composites in a Benz car. Okay. And just to give you an idea, I can lift the wheel, not the wheel hole, but the rim of the wheel, the car wheel, by one finger. And that is the design of the composites in the automatives. Okay, airbag threads, because there are a lot of safety coming in. You know the tire, right? The most susceptible product in any application is the tire. Have you seen the aeroplanes landing? Right, so much weight, but the tires hold. Okay, so the tire application is not a very simple one, and the textiles play a big part in it. The tire cord fabrics. The construction of the tire cord fabrics, okay, it's a coarse spun thread with a center filament and a cotton covering. It has to extend and it go back so that it is able to withstand the pressure. Others, the gloves may be heat resistant or cut resistant, okay, and some other protective ornaments. All these things come from the textiles. So far, textiles means what comes to our mind is only the fabrics, right? But away from fabrics, there are a lot of things coming into the play, and there are a lot of potentials we can make as a whole in India. Okay, so for the broad classification, where weaving, knitting and sewing, after spinning and twisting, the applications of the yarn and threads. But now there is a new subject called performance materials, and the performance materials means what kind of performance the yarn or thread is supposed to make, right? So whatever the pictures which I have shown to you, the thread and the yarn has a different function to perform in that. So that's why we called it as a performance textiles, performance yarns, performance threads. Okay, this is how spinning started, right? Not even Gandhi period, even before Gandhi period. But the basics even still remains. The textiles guy can understand this one, but not the others. Okay, these are the machines, and these are the actual photographs which we have taken about 60, 70 years before, 1953 Albany in USA. Okay, and textile guys, right? Not for others. If you compare the present machines, there is no big difference. It's something between the Ambassador and the recent Audi 8. Okay, so the basics remain in the machinery, but there are a lot of automations, electronics, speed, everything has come in. But the yarns have evolved. The yarns and the threads are not the same as 70 years before. Okay, just an example here. And this example is only for the strength of the yarn and threads. A normal nylon and polished yarn may carry about 60 kilogram, and it's a technical term called RKM, and resistant kilometric, which means that if you just take the yarn up and up, at what level the yarn breaks, right? And that is called the self-breaking strength of the yarn, RKM. And you can see here, the RKM level has gone from 60 kilogram to 700 kilogram. So what I mean is, in the past, the nylon and polyester can carry only 60 kgs, right? Now there are yarns and threads which have come to carry even 700 kgs, the carbon fibers. Right? This is for weight and weight for weight. Weight for weight, the carbon fibers are even stronger than the steel. Okay? This is an idea where these special yarns can be used for special purposes. Okay? These are the fibers which I am going to say something about in the new applications. Okay? Para-aramid, meta-aramid. Para-aramid is for heat resistant and meta-aramid for cut resistant. Sorry, vice versa. Heat and cut. Fluorocarbons, you know fluorocarbons? Teflon. To give you an example, the tawa, you use it, non-stick tawa. It is PTE, fluorocarbon, PPS, melamine, PBO, PBI, polyamide, polyimide, carbon fiber, glass fiber, and HDB, high density polyethylene fibers. So, just away from cotton, viscose, and polyester, there are so many yarns and threads. Some more details. Thank you. Some more details about the different aramids. Lensing, fire resistance, viscose, and caramel. See, that's a new engineering now coming into, it's not very well picked up in India, but abroad, the fire resistance, right? For example, even the mattresses, they are stitched with the fire resistance sewing thread. Okay? And the fibers are fire resistant. And it's an engineering subject in itself, so I cannot go further into that, but there is a separate subject, fire resistant. Apart from the heat resistant and cut resistant which are coming by the aramids and aramids, this is fire resistant, special application. Okay? And Birla is doing something in India. Acrylic and modified acrylic fibers. Acrylic fibers, again acrylic fibers. I am showing the pictures for different applications here. You can see this is not visible much, so you can see the speciality of these fibers. They can be used for heat resistance, chemical resistance, right, alkali resistance, so many things. Another kind of acrylic, conductive fibers. If you have been abroad and the cars have the electrical wiring into the seat, because the temperature sometimes go to the minus, and when you get into the car and switch it on, your heats get warm because they are woven with the conducting filaments and fibers. Okay? I'm just giving you an idea. These materials are available. There is no secret in that. So I can make it available for the textile guys. Right? Dyneema, high performance fibers, they form part and parcel of the bulletproof jackets. Ultra highweight modulus fibers, engineered performance fabrics and knits. The pictures will show you where the fibers and yarns are applied. Okay? And I told you two applications. One is the fiber optic cable here in the bottom left, and the other one is the super absorbent for the tampons. For some reasons, tampons are not very famous in India, but still ladies use the pad type. But the tampons on the right side bottom use one fiber called super absorbent polymer, and the polymer absorbs 30 times moisture. It is not 30%, 30 times. Okay? And just that tampon has 4 fibers in it: cotton, polyethylene, and superabsorption fiber, and a small polypropylene. The blue guy somewhere here in the card is a polypropylene, so that when ladies try to pull it out, when they touch the thread, their hands do not get wet. So many things have gone into that, and you can see the swelling of the fibers. This is the thread which has become a sliver-like thickness. Okay, the absorption is so much, and now it's used even for the ladies, the babies' wears. And coming to the OFC, optic fiber cabling, underground optic fiber cabling, okay, it's a big combination of construction. The center is optic fiber, but there are a lot of members coming in, surrounding it, and one layer is the superabsorbent polymer, so that when the cable goes underneath, and if there is a puncture in it, and if there is a water going inside, the fibers swell, right, and they just don't allow the water to enter into further into the center. Okay, so there is a purpose of the fiber optic cable. There is a purpose of the superabsorbent polymer in the fiber optic cable. So this is what I told you about the steel fibers and filaments, the car, heating elements, the shoe with those fibers, and here the steel. This is a normal ring frame, right? It's not a normal yarn. It's any yarn, maybe aramid or anything. A combination of aramid fibers and acrylic fibers, and in the center the steel comes in. So for the strength, because even if you cut it with an axe, your hand will not be cut. The strength is given by both the steel and the cut protect yarn coming outside, a combination of aramid and acrylic. And for comfort we add some other fibers. Okay, maybe nylon, maybe fire resistant viscose or something like that. I just want to give you an information that this machine is 1950. So what I try to persist is, you don't need a high technology, the latest machines to do all these things, right? When he talked about the entrepreneurship, I have to agree with him that the level of entrepreneurship coming out of our colleges is less, right? But if you take IITs and IIMs, it is really good. To give to give you some very real example, some of our alumni are working with a company called the Texcoms. She is sitting over there, and the owner of the Texcoms promoted the company in his mid of his career. He started his career just as a maintenance supervisor, right? And now he is employing, I think, about 300 people. He is employing about 300 people. Okay? He was once my subordinate. Company name is Texcoms, and people are here. You have to have the risk-taking ability and the passion in the belly for becoming an entrepreneur. Okay? Have you heard about one restaurant called Rameswaram Restaurant in Bengaluru? They are run by two IIM guys, right? One lady and one gent, and later they got married. And you know the turnover? 50 crores per year, 70% profit. Just imagine, right? I didn't have that kind of passion for becoming an entrepreneur, so I retired as an employee. Okay, I can give you one more example. Okay, this is away from the subject, but generally, one of my bosses was the batchmate of Mr. Narayana Murthy. Okay, so when they finished out of the college, Narayana Murthy went for, his own company. Those days, many years before, maybe 50, 55 years before. And those days, it's a small company, right? They had just maybe a small computer or something like that. Later, the net worth of Mr. Narayana Murthy now. But my boss retired as an employee, as a president of Mahindra Coats Private Limited. So that is the, what's called, there is something in being entrepreneur. What is needed is a risk-taking ability. That's it. Right? As he said, there may be failure, fail, then come up, rise. Okay. Why I say it here is, for doing these things, you don't require a full set of spinning and twisting plant. You can have some few machines. For example, when I told you that one of the strong members of the Benz car is a textile applied product, you can do that. Textile department has now the composite section, but what you need is one more multi-needle embroidery machine and a composite making machine. You can do that in a small scale level, and you can do that in the old ring frame. This ring frame I have not seen in my college days. I promise you. I didn't see in my college days. It was even before that. Okay, still this is being used. Still this is being used even today, right, in Mexico and in America. So you don't need a very high-tech machines for that. That is the idea for me. Okay, this is Dynama again. You can see steel is here. Vessel weight is 25 kilometer, but Dynama is what? 350. So that's the level of the strength of that product. Okay? Ultra high modulus weight polyethylene. You can see the awnings and the parachutes. They are made from these yarns. Glass filament. Even in my college days, I never thought that glass can be a fiber. No, glass means glass, maybe. I never thought that glass can be a fiber and glass can be a filament. But now, a lot of products are manufactured by the glass. This is a glass filament, and this is the glass filament. This is the para-aramid, and the glass goes into the center. The para-aramid comes as the sheath or the cover of the yarn, and it goes for various products. The main product may be the gloves or the protecting armor or whatever it is. Okay? And again the point is, this is a Platt-Sacco level ring frame. Platt-Sacco level ring frame, I studied in my third year of B.Tech engineering in 1977. After that I never saw the machine. Right? It's a Platts brothers from England, then they went into America. Right? Platt-Sacco level. Company was closed many years before, but the same machine is still being used because the basics have not changed. And for making these products, you don't need to run at high speed like 20,000 RPM. 6,000, 8,000, 10,000. And the product is highly valued. Okay? I told you, tire fabrics. Right? There are textile applications coming over here. Right? Optic fiber cables. It is connecting the world. You can see the super absorbent yarn becoming like a sliver. Mechanical rubber coats. This is for both mechanical engineering and automotive engineering. There is textile coming in this product, MRG. It comes in the center. Right? It is a molded product. Composites. Okay, simple composites, but see, this is a multi-needle embroidery machine. You just embroider the product design. Okay, for example, this is the product. This is embroidered by this machine. Then it goes for composite making, heat setting. And the yarn is generally a carbon fiber covered with some thermoplastic. Right? Thermoplastic is needed because when you make the composite, it has to melt and hold them. Okay? Here you can see. This is the carbon, and coming around them is either a polyethylene or nylon or something like that. It must be thermoplastic. And this is for the civil engineers. Right? You can see the shear failure. Some are in the construction, and if you use the composite material with carbon and nylon or polyester, you get it. Okay? And this is extrusion. Did you ever think that this material can be a textile material? The cover, the cable cover is a textile material. There are two components coming here, right? And they are extruded and covered. So this is again for the mechanical engineering or automotive engineering, whatever it is. And here the applications. Bamboo fibers. So bamboo fibers, okay, they keep you cool and warm, right, according to the temperature outside. So that's a different application. And there are a lot of combinations of the different fibers which go into play. And in some of the fibers, for example, fiber here, anti-static, we mix just 2%. And you know the cost of the fiber? The cost of a polyester fiber may be about 150 rupees per kilogram. This is something 6,000, 7,000. Okay? So the anti-static fiber is required for the fire shoots and the military textiles, because the static electricity is very high and it has to be conducted. Okay? So a lot of combinations. One product has 5 fibers coming in here. Right? And the challenge is making the fibers suitable for the performance. So that's why I said performance textiles. And blending them in the right proportion, right? According to the need or the end use. With that, I would like to conclude. Okay? So, any questions?
The session is open to questions.
And I am available. It may be too early for you to read a book called Die Empty. Okay? Nothing should go to the grave. Nothing goes, right? Even that 1 rupee they keep on the forehead, they remove it. But what it says is, your property, your house, your jewels and everything, you can write off, right? Or you can pass over to the next generation. What happens to this? Okay, there is a very purpose I am standing here. When you go to the grave, or when we go, when I go to the grave, I should go empty. So please help me to empty my head, right? I think there is something inside. I hope there is something inside. So try to use it. So I am available, free. Okay, unfortunately I am not in the service, right? But I can be of any help. And such products are made by few companies in India, and that is the main thing. Okay? Sorry, I am taking 2 more minutes more. It's only to inspire them. Somebody was sent to Africa to sell shoes. Okay? As a salesman. He came back and told his boss, sorry, I can't sell it in Africa. Why? Because nobody is wearing a shoe. So the other guy went, he came back, there is a lot of opportunity because nobody is wearing the shoe. So the situation is the same, but how you interpret the situation makes the business. Okay? So let us be positive. Let us try to be entrepreneur. Okay? Let us think further, and I am available. Thank you very much, and this is a great opportunity for me, and I must thank everyone in PSG. Thank you very much.